Fantasy Filmball. My name is Dill, and we're back here again with another festival vlog. I'm no longer in London across the pond. I am back home for the Philadelphia Film Festival, and I am super excited for these next few days because one of the most interesting things about this festival is that it's pretty long. It's about 2 weeks long. I'm going to be seeing about 11 or 12 films. I am super excited because Virginia, while I love it, it's 4 or 5 days in a row, all right on top of each other. While here, I'm seeing about the same amount of films, just spread out a little bit more so I can enjoy them. I can let my thoughts linger with them a little bit, and there's just a wider variety, and they show multiple times. So if you miss one showing, you're not constrained by those physical set times. You can go see it at the second showing. So like I said, this is a little bit different than the Virginia Film Festival. So with this vlog series, I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. With Virginia, I do one for each day. Here at Philadelphia, I'll kind of combine some days. And today is opening night, and the big film, the opening night centerpiece film, is September 5th, which I want to see, but I didn't want to pay a lot of money to see. So instead, I'm going to go see Rumours, because I've heard a lot of mixed things. I've heard some people who love it. I've heard some people who aren't as high on it. And then tomorrow is Anora. I'm seeing this with my girlfriend. I'm super excited because it is the opening night film at the Virginia Film Festival. Mikey Madsen will actually be there, so you'll definitely want to subscribe so you can see that Q&A. But I just get to see it twice. So many people talk so highly of Anora, so I get to see it here for the first time, and then that rewatch in Virginia will be the second time around, and I can really solidify my thoughts of if this is the real Best Picture frontrunner, if this is one of my favorite films of the year, and really gauging multiple audiences and their reactions to the film. Then for episode 2 is going to be my super long day on Saturday, because I am seeing Avis, I am seeing Grand Theft Hamlet, and then I am seeing The Brutalist in 35mm. I am super excited for that one. And I know a lot of people out there are very excited to hear my thoughts on that film as well. And then episode 3 will be a collection of days, just some of the other films I'm seeing. I'm seeing some docs, I'm seeing some international features, and then I'm seeing that good old Robbie Williams VFX monkey movie. So there's just a lot of great things I have lined up for this festival. So without further ado, let's dive into my first film of the 2024 Philadelphia Film Festival. So my first film of the 2024 Philadelphia Film Festival is going to be Rumours, the new film by Guy Maddin. And I'm going to be honest here, I have never seen a movie by Guy Maddin, so I don't really know what to expect. I've heard a lot of mixed buzz on this one so far. I know the people over at Next Best Picture think this movie's kind of trash. I know my co-host Matt really likes this movie, and I know a lot of other people are in the middle. I don't really know where I'll land, but what I do know is that Cate Blanchett is in this movie. She's usually pretty good, and Alicia Vikander is as well, and she's phenomenal. So let's dive in. I just got out of Rumours, my first film of the 33rd Philadelphia Film Festival, and guys, that was not good. Let me say first up front, like I said before the film, this is my first ever Guy Maddin film. Didn't know what to expect. Clearly, this man has a vibe. He's got a style. I respect that. I love when directors and writers have their own creative flair to them. Let me just say I do not vibe or connect or really like his creative flair, but that's okay. I'm just one person. I will say, to be positive about Rumours, I think the ensemble here all has pretty good chemistry with each other, especially in the first half of this film. There were some great LOL moments for me where the jokes just landed. They hit really well. The jokes that work best for me are when they're diving into the political and social commentary, because this is a film with such an interesting and cool concept. It's about the G7, the 7 greatest leaders in all of the free world. Just my biggest issue with the film is it does nothing with it. And in fact, the roads and avenues they decide to go down with it are all like the least interesting and intriguing and fun and captivating ways they could have done it. And I mean, you have Cate Blanchett. She doesn't really do anything in this film. You have this cool ensemble, and I feel like every single character is underutilized and just taken in a weird and unfunny and uninteresting direction. Alicia Vikander pops up and feels like she has nothing to do. Vlaco Berg from Triangle of Sadness comes up and says maybe 10 words, and he's out the film. And I don't know, I was rocking with the film started, but the longer it kept going, the more it kept just getting further and further and further than me. But I guess just at the end of the day, I didn't vibe with this film. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna vibe with any of the other films here I see at the Philadelphia Film Festival. That's my first of like 10, 11, 12, however many I'm doing. But that is my only here for opening night. Maybe I should have went to see September 5th, but that one comes out in a few weeks anyway. You can see it then. But that's it for today. Tomorrow, I see Anora. Welcome back to day 2 of the Philadelphia Film Festival, and today I'm actually only seeing one movie, as I just talked about. It is going to be Anora, the Palme d'Or winner, TIFF Top 3 People's Choice. So figured instead of having a super short video, I actually saw about 2 films that are showing at Philadelphia ahead of time. One of those was in London, which you can see the attached video up above, and the other one saw the other day that we were dropping a review for, I think tomorrow. So the first of those 2 films was Steve McQueen's Blitz, and I feel like the best word to really use to describe this movie is mediocre, because there's some elements that I thought were good, there were some elements I thought were bad, and it's just kind of a mixed bag overall. And I guess starting with the positive, with the good elements, the sound, the costumes, the production design, I feel like they're all very well done. I think back to the specific scene where they cut out the sound and you just have to look at the rubble of the bombings. And the production design very much excels in those moments, but one of the issues with the production design is you experience it in very short bursts, and the majority of the time is inside and hiding, where some of the costume work gets to shine, but you're really missing on the more wow factors of this movie. But speaking of those wow factors, the script proposes them as interesting avenues to go down. Just the film itself decides, no, we're not going to focus on these. We're instead going to go with something else completely out of left field and out of the blue. And it poses so many characters and pops up so many different storylines throughout, where you can never really get connected or feel or vibe with any of the story beats that you're experiencing. It's a movie I can totally understand why some people rock with it, why they like it, but for me, I was just left very underwhelmed and underimpressed, and I was expecting a lot more. And maybe that's my own fault for bringing in previous connotations of the director's work, but I mean, it's Steve McQueen. You're expecting excellence, so when you get something that's fine or passable, it stings a little bit more than when you get a whatever film from a whatever director. And then the other film I caught ahead of time of the Philadelphia Film Festival was Conclave at a press screening the other day. We should have a full video out. It will be title card up here above. And I have to say, I felt the opposite of Blitz here, where I really enjoyed this movie from top to bottom. And I think it's a really interesting case, because at the press screening here in Philadelphia, you walk in and you hear everyone talk about how is a film about popes and cardinals set in the Vatican that's PG rated going to be interesting, going to be thrilling. But the film proves all those people wrong and says, no, I am one of the most entertaining and interesting movies of 2024. It's headlined by this ensemble that's simply fantastic. Ray Fiennes is his shiniest star. He delivers one of the year's most captivating performances, because he's not exploding in every moment like you feel like he would be. He's very reserved, but you can feel the weight of this job on his shoulders and how he's at his cracking point. And then when the film decides to explore more of those exploding themes, you could say, it just makes it all the better, because you've seen the progression of this character. And speaking of the ensemble, this film is kind of like Women Talking from a few years ago. You ask 10 people, they're gonna give you 8 different answers of who is the best in show. And then let me turn around. The birds, they're going crazy up there. But the technical work of this film is also very impressive. While there's no standout elements, you feel engrossed into the story because of the production design. This editing is airtight. There's nothing inside this film that doesn't feel necessary, and the script keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout. With each revelation, it hooks you more and more. And those are the perfect kinds of thrillers, the ones that don't feel like they're overpowering you with all of these revelations that come out of the blue. And I feel like everything here just works so well. It's a film that I very much enjoyed, and I would very much recommend to other people. And so far, technically, I've seen 3 films at the 33rd Annual Philadelphia Film Festival, and Conclave would be my favorite. But without further ado, let's get ready for Anora.
But like, it's not like better or worse, it's just kind of...
And now we're seated for Anora. Aren't you excited?
So excited.
What's your favorite Sean Baker movie?
Florida Project.
And why is that?
Because it's silly, goofy, and fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Are you here just for the weekend, or are you doing the whole?
I get the weekend. Yeah.
And we are fresh out of Anora, the Palme d'Or winning TIFF People's Choice Top 3 recipient, and a lot of people's prediction for the next Best Picture winner. So what did I think? Well, the first word I have to use is this film is captivating. It is so fun and it is so riveting. Mikey Madsen kind of embodies all of those traits as well, because she is delivering a tour de force performance in her first ever really lead role. We've seen her in Scream, we've seen her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and now we have here in Anora as the title character, and she just has so many elements that are working for her. I just wish that she had more to do. It may seem like I'm on an island with this, at least looking at other people's reactions, but there's a good chunk of this film where she's in the background, she's in the back seat of the car literally, and it's focusing more on these Russian goons who are all very fun. They are actually a part of what is my favorite aspect of this film, because this film is so hilarious. It's so funny. It made me laugh out loud on multiple occasions, because you have one who's loud and in charge, you have one who is the silent killer of comedy, and then you just have a really goofy one, and they all combine to make for this really fun trio that are opposite of Anora and opposite of Ivan, who on his own right is a very intriguing and interesting character, and all that he represents in this film has so many topics, so many themes that resonate with me, as well as just captivating my mind, and it's one I'm very excited to watch again at the Virginia Film Festival in about 2 weeks, because Mikey Madsen, she's going to be there. I'm looking forward to that Q&A, but Caitlin's here with me. Let me hear what her thoughts are on the film. All right, Caitlin, what were your thoughts on Anora?
I thought Anora was really fun. It was cool to see it on film. And the acting was so good, it felt very real. And it's one of my faves of the year.
And that was day 2 of the 33rd annual Philadelphia Film Festival. 2 movies down, 10 more to go. So if you're interested in my thoughts on the rest of the festival, consider dropping a subscription. A like, it helps the channel grow, keeps you connected. But until next time, my name's Dill, and this has been Fantasy Filmball.